That's right, I have nothing here at the moment, and there's a reason for that. Because I have a little bit of a story today to start us off. Some time ago, way back in episode 106, I took a look at this guy. This, of course, is the Transformers Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. And I said, when I got back into collecting a few years ago, this was really the guy that sort of started me off again, because I saw him and thought, wow, that's the Soundwave I remember as a kid. Now, of course, my memory was off, and this guy is certainly highly stylized, but at the time it spoke to me, and it's what really sort of dragged me back in. And over the course of the last year or so, a lot of people have kind of given up on this guy and said, no, the Titans Return one is so much better. Naturally, the Masterpiece one is the best. But for somebody who's a chug collector, a lot of them have now gone the route of a leader class version. But I thought that was too big, because I wanted a Voyager that would scale decently well with, oh, say this guy. And this, of course, is Hegemon, or a third-party representation of Megatron. I looked at this guy full in episode 133, and I think that they look great together size-wise. A leader class figure would be too big, and where's my proof for that? Here's my proof for that, and we'll move him over, and we'll move him over. Though I don't have that Soundwave, I do have Blaster. And I feel like, look at Blaster next to, you know, the leader of the Decepticons, and he's too big. I looked at Blaster in full in episode 222. And while I think it's a great figure, and I thank, you know, the Scraplets for letting me look at him, I had a concern about the weakness in, a potential weakness in the engineering of the knees, though nothing bad has happened yet. But my big gripe was, he's too big. This should have been a Voyager. And I started thinking, you know, I've never had a Blaster, ever. I'd like to have one. I'd like to have the one that's a counterpart to that FOC Soundwave. I'd like to have that Voyager Generations Fall Cybertron Blaster. And then I was online looking around, and just by chance found him for, get this, $1.99. Naturally, I jumped on it, even though he's not perfect and needed some custom work. So today we're going to look at the Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron. I'm going to bring this in closer so that we can see him better. Custom Generations Fall of Cybertron Voyager class Blaster with Steeljaw. Okay. That Steeljaw I looked at in episode 266. It's not the one that goes with this guy. That's the one from RID. I mean, this little guy. And we're going to focus on them and what I did to try and make this guy look more Blaster accurate in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share, check out Machinery Man, the Everything Factor, and me everywhere. Spend some time on the channel, see what catches your interest. Hey, why not watch Universal Collision, my stop motion series? All of season 1 is up, working on season 2 right now. And we're going to begin by taking this guy off screen. This guy was in this mode, his little data disk, you know, mode, inside the chest of Blaster already. I didn't think he was there. it's the Ravage mold. You know, you press the button and he's supposed to auto transform, and he doesn't. This is what you get. It's, you know, it's not fantastic. But I'll say this: that Stripes mold that was used in Wave 1 of Titan's Return was terrible. It was reused for Ravage. It was awful. Honestly, I think I'm going to keep Steeljaw here. Because he's, at least color-wise, he's accurate. The transformation, 2 or 3. Articulation, well, legs can go forward, but the head will go up with it. The hind legs have a fair amount of articulation. The tail can move. I guess you can flatten out like that. It's all right. Again, a 2 or 3. But the coloring, a good 8 or 9. It's pretty good for Steeljaw. To me, this will forever be Steeljaw. Now, taking him out. I mean, they're both Voyager sized. They're both accurate to FOC, with, you know, splashes of G1 goodness, you know, at least in color and styling. This guy I never done any paint apps on. I didn't need to. It was Soundwave. It was beautiful. As simple as that. When we compare both of these guys, wow, let's move him over now. When we compare both of these guys, and I need to back it up a bit here. The red is a lot more muted on the Titan's Return version. He does naturally have black thighs. That gray that's on him, like down on his legs and on these little pieces, is, I don't know what you call it, grayish? Bray? I don't know. It's a mix of beige and gray. We all kind of know the coloring. And there was a lot of that on the lower body of the... A lot of that same sort of color on the lower body of the Fall of Cybertron version. I think it's more accurate to the toy, but I don't dig it. I also don't dig the face mask on this guy. Honestly, I like the other one better. I just do. It puts me more in the mind of Blaster. At least now. So out of package he has the beige on, you know, on his lower body, and his head has a visor that is red and yellow. I had to change all that. Before I get into the figure itself, just out of interest sake, this is the Blaster that came with the, maybe I should actually take him out of it so we can see this easier. This is the Blaster that came with the Titan's Return version. It is very, very G1 accurate. It is glorious. This is the Blaster that came with the FOC Voyager class one. It is slightly stylized, especially when we look at the end of the Blaster, but they are very, very similar. So I think that it counts as both of them are pretty darn accurate. Okay, so paint for this guy, stock, out of package. What did we have? Honestly, I would have given it about 7.5. What would I give it now? Well, for paint, I'd give it a strong 9 now. For, you know, looking the correct silhouette, 4, you know, something like that. I can understand why people wouldn't be drawn to this guy, but I was because of the size. So I'm going to say it's about an 8.5 for paint now. What did I do? Well, I painted the upper part of his head silver. It goes back about halfway back his dome, pretty much back to the light piping. There was that beige color In just above his fists, I painted that in red. His entire back section here, I painted in a gloss gray. Touched up the silver on these sections. There's a couple of scratches on the yellow paint here. That's a shame, but not a deal breaker for me, especially for $1.99. I added a Autobot sticker right there, just so it's red like it should be. Down on his legs, I painted them completely in that same gloss gray. I went over the thighs with a black and touched up a couple of little red sections up on his hips. And using a toothpick, did the red sections way down under right here. I also colored in the very lowest part gray there as well, because he's supposed to have a couple of red dots there, basically. Okay, so that being said, articulation. Head goes left and right. It can go all the way around. The arms can swivel all the way around. Oh, by the way, I touched up the hinge in here, his shoulder hinge. I touched that up with that same gray. The arms can go out to the side about that far. Maybe not perfect, but certainly functional. You can probably get a little bit more if we angle that down. Yeah, you can get a little bit more if you angle it down. And of course, there's another hinge right here, so you can actually get the arm to go way up. It looks a bit odd because of the way the shoulder is, but it's there. Speaking of which, if you want to leave the whole shoulder in, the arms can still go all the way out to the side, no problem. We have a swivel. We have a very deep elbow, 180. How can you not be happy with that? We have wrist swivel. We have the wrist able to go out and, of course, go back in. We have no waist, although I thought that there was a waist. Guess I was wrong. Guess there's no waist. The legs can go all the way forward. By the way, if I'm incorrect about the waist and I'm just doing something wrong, point it out to me, folks. Legs can go all the way back. Of course, legs can go way out to the side. We have a nice thigh swivel, ratcheted knee to 90 degrees for sure. The feet, because of transformation, they can angle up and down. Honestly, outside of a waist swivel, I don't think that there's anything more you could want for this guy, and really nothing gets in the way of itself. I'm giving his articulation a strong 9. Maybe ankle swivel would have been nice, but we have, an 8.5 and a 9. He's at 8.75. I still think it's a great figure. Transformation. I'm going to show a fan mode basically for his Ghetto Blaster type of look, I guess. And then we'll go into, actually I'll do the actual mode first. I'll do the official mode first, then I'll do the other one. Okay, so, by the way, he has the same gimmick as Soundwave, where you press this up here, you put the data disc in the center of his chest, you pull back this whole back section, which brings this in, and of course you would push it forward to pop the data disc out. Alright, so bringing that back and angling that down. We're just going to leave all that sort of dangling out like that for now. We're going to take the fists and put them back into the arms, and we're going to angle the arms so that they're back right now. And I'm going through this pretty quickly where I've already kind of done it with Soundwave. And I think a lot of people know this where it's an older mold. We bring these up. Now you don't bring them together yet because this hinge in here that's part of the shoulder, you should bring that down first, like that. This whole chest piece, of course, that should still be up. Now, for the record, I've also seen where people have taken these and done this and bent them a bit and said, hey, it's that Cybertronian lamppost. I guess you could do that. I think it's stretching it, but You could do that, I suppose. Okay, anyway, officially speaking, we bring that out and we bring that out. It's the front tires, and really the front of the vehicle is done. We take the arm and we bring it down. We take the arm and we bring it down. You can kind of see how this is going to go. We angle this up and over like that. For now, I would probably even angle this up because we have to deal with those feet and whatnot. We split the waist section there and bring it up and in. Straighten out his feet and bring them all the way around. Like that. Rotate the tire section and rotate the tire section. Bend the knees up and in and up and in. Bring this section down, and now it's just a matter of kind of tabbing stuff together here slightly. I'll do that and then we'll have a look at him in his vehicle mode. And boom, there we go. He is in his vehicle mode. I think that the actual gray looks better. Plus, because I actually done that little section with the red dots right there, it actually seems like he has tail lights, which I'm a big fan of. I like that. I don't know. It works for me. And of course, you can still take his handheld weapon and put it right there. And this is his official Cybertronian mode, and it rolls pretty good. Transformation is easily a 10, plus you can do the lamppost, plus you can do a Ghetto Blaster-esque type of mode, a radio type of mode. So, we're going to take this out. Now granted, the radio type of mode is a bit questionable, naturally, as you would well expect. We pick this up and we untab these, and I'm trying to be delicate because I really don't want to kind of ruin the paint work. And we untab that, although my paint is fairly, what's the word I'm looking for? Durable. And I've talked about what paints I use and everything in an earlier customizing video. So we bring that up around. We bring this leg out to the side and this leg out to the side. We bring the feet all the way down and the feet all the way down. Come over here. Bring the arm up. Bring this piece back. Bring the arm down. Over. Turn this up like that. Like that. I've seen this done many times. A lot of people probably already know it, I'm sure. And boom, in the end, there you go. Yeah, okay, it's definitely stylized. Oh, and I don't quite have this one correct, because that should be like that. It's certainly stylized, but hey, it is an option if you are a traditionalist. And of course, Soundwave can do pretty much the same sort of thing, although when I see it done with Soundwave, a lot of people tend to leave those up for Soundwave. It's your call, but I think it's really cool that as sort of a fan mode hidden Easter egg, the guy can do it. Overall, I think he's a solid 9. It's a great figure. It was a solid entry, and it's now going to proudly go on my shelf to go head to head with my Soundwave. Anyway, let me know what you think of this guy. Let me know what you think of the work I did on him. Did I miss something? Did I do something inaccurate? Is there something more I could add? You know, I always love to hear from you guys, and you know that I thank you very much for giving me some of your valuable time, and I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together for another visit right here inside the videos.